Hi, my name is Mannah Berg, and the book that I was assigned to read was The Differentiated Classroom by Carol Ann Tomlinson. Um, Tomlinson defines the differentiation of instruction as a teacher's response to learners' needs, guided by general principles of differentiation such as respectful tasks, flexible grouping, and ongoing assessment and adjustment. Um, she says that teachers can differentiate content, process, and product according to students' readiness, interests, and learning profile through a range of instructional and management strategies. Um, it's kind of some wordy definitions, but some of the key elements of differentiated instruction are focusing on the essentials. So basically, the teacher focuses on giving his or her instruction with as much clarity as possible so that the students are getting the essential elements and meanings of the content, just the most important things, and then they can develop their knowledge and understanding from there. So focusing on clarity and the essentials, attending to student differences. So with that, the teacher has to know that all of his or her students have the same basic needs, but they also have very different ways of fulfilling those needs, and the teacher needs to know both sides of that balance. Teacher-student collaboration. So basically, the students have to have a stake in setting the goals, making the plans. The students play a part in deciding kind of what direction the classroom is headed. They have a part in setting the rules that they want for their classroom, which is also one of the reasons why assessment plays such a key role in a differentiated classroom. And then the integration of instruction and assessment. Tomlinson lists 3 principles of effective teaching, which she says have not always been known or supported. These are the variability of intelligence, the brain's hunger for meaning, and the way that a little bit of challenge helps humans to actually learn better than if they are not challenged at all or if they're challenged too much. An understanding of these principles is fundamental to an understanding of differentiated instruction. Each of these 3 principles has to be understood in its connection with the others, not just in isolation, because they all play very much hand in hand with each other. One of my favorite concepts which Tomlinson discussed in her book was that of the learning triangle in chapter 4, in which all parts are needed to create and support the whole. The 3 points of the triangle are the teacher, the students, and the content. And she says, if any side goes unattended and gets out of balance with the others, the artfulness of teaching is lost. I think this is really important to remember because it points to the fact that even in a student-centered classroom, the importance of the teacher and the content can't be dismissed. She says that a one-sided triangle isn't a triangle at all. So all 3 are needed, and they all 3 need to be strong to support the other ones. In chapter 9, she goes a little bit into how to start implementing differentiated instruction strategies practically. She encourages teachers to start small and to focus on doing just a few things really well, and then building on those and focus on growing. Earlier on in the book, she talked about how if you were to try to differentiate every single activity for every single student every single day, that the feelings of wholeness and unity in the classroom would be compromised. So to not just jump in and do that right away, but to start really small and to try different things, try strategies, ask other people what they're doing, and then try to build on what you know works, and slowly over time try to eliminate what you've tried that doesn't work. One of the sub-themes of the entire book, along with the few more obvious ones, was the concept of constant assessment, which it's not always assessment in the form of like a formal written graded test, but more so the teacher's constant awareness of the students' varying levels of understanding, which the teacher then needs to adapt to accommodate. And then the articles that I picked to read, I just looked at I looked at a whole bunch of different ones, just different strategies, and I was surprised how many of all the different sources that I found, first of all, referenced the book by Tomlinson, but also how many of them are really pretty similar strategies in just slightly different methods, I suppose. Lots of references to grouping and project-based learning, as well as like learning centers and stations. So I suppose those are the tried and true methods. It was really interesting reading Tomlinson's book, and also just reading some of the different things that teachers have tried, which have worked or not worked. Overall, I think I definitely agree with the concept of differentiated instruction and its capacity to kind of push the learning forward and challenge students, and yeah, it was some good reading.